Alright guys, we're live for our talk show edition for October. Again, this talk today is 30 years old. Just like
I
challenging.
can hear you very well.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying that you're live. So I just want to welcome everyone who's joining us. For today's talk show experience, for today's talk show episode, I'm so sorry we're not able to bring this last month. We are having some technical issues. That's was why we're not able to. But here we are today with my guest, my beautiful guest, my sister and a friend. See how she's blushing. I'm very excited to have her here on today's show, on our phone show. So let me quickly introduce our guest to us today. Her name is Jenny. Jenny, the face behind Jenny's Bloomberg on Facebook. So if you need good quality bags, shoes, and lots more, you can look at her page on Facebook, Jenny's Bloomberg on Facebook, like us on Instagram. And I'll be dropping the link to her handle on the description button immediately after this video. When once you upload there, you will see the link there. So if you want to get a very nice bag for this Christmas, so just say as we're going home this Christmas, you can reach out to her and get those back. You know, people who sell back always look beautiful. As you can see, she looks so beautiful, just like the thing she sells. So welcome
Right.
again, Olive Day, Jenny. So glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome. Thank you for making our time. We truly do appreciate. So
I can
whenever
hear
you're joining
you.
us today, okay, please, if you're joining us from this live section, kindly tell us your name, your location, and what you expect from today's fun show. Because we're here to have fun, not something so serious. So,
We're
let's
here for it.
ask exactly. Let's ask some very, very interesting questions, some funny questions that we will give us an answer to, and we enjoy ourselves. Shoot. So after joining us, can you tell us your name and where you are joining us from today's talk show? And sorry for today's phone show. Okay, tell us where you're joining us from. I'm checking the comment section. And if you have any questions or if you would love to be my guest next time, you can actually let us know. Someone just joined us. Thank you for joining us. Please tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Guys, when we wait for the person to join us, I wouldn't want to waste our time. I know that people are going to watch this video after this time, after this section now. So
Yeah.
Jenny, I am going with my first question here for this one show. And it's quite
You're
interesting,
the
you know.
best.
I said I'm going with I'm coming with my first question for this stage show.
All
Can you
right.
hear me?
Yes, I want to.
Okay, my first question is, what is the ridiculous rumor you have ever had about yourself?
Hmm. That is an interesting question, right? I mean, everyone has um, their own experience or the rumors they've heard about themselves that they are very wild with, and you be like, "Am I the one that did all of that?
Exactly.
Are they referring to me, right?" So yeah, I've actually heard a lot of ridiculous rumors about me, but yeah, I would just like to share one of them here. It's actually very funny because and it's something you don't even think about or something you've not even
Never imagine.
had exactly you've not dream of doing or like you've not seen yourself doing that kind of shit, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, it goes like this. I it was actually when I wanted to get married, right? So yeah, and I was hearing from this person said another person said, you know how rumors goes now. So yeah, and I was hearing things about how I was rushing into marriage. You see, okay, wait, let me get the line straight. Someone actually
Okay,
said,
yes, like
someone actually said I was rushing into marriage because of money, or I don't get
hey,
how the person presented it because one, I married at such a young age, right? And that was not, and besides, my husband is not a $10, right? I don't see anything that would make me to just envision money as the reason why I'm settling down with this person. So yeah, I think that was actually all because that was not my thought and it is not my reason. And people just cook up stuff in their head and say trash about you. So it's actually ridiculous.
that's very bad. I don't know why some people will just calm down and the only thing in their head is gossip, this, that, and it's as if they don't have handle. Like I don't understand. But no,
Yeah.
so how were you able to manage church? How were you able to deal with church? Did it bring it down? Did it bring you down or something?
The thing is, when a rumor goes on about you, and you know very well this is not you, they actually notify you. This is something you can never do, or something that is not in your head or in your thoughts, but yet people are spreading it about you. For me, and as you asked, how I handled it was, it's not, you're practically not describing me. This is not who I am. I did what I did because I is my choice and what I feel is best for me. So if you're spreading any rumor that is not in accordance to my plan or in accordance to what my personality is, right? I I actually do not care what you think because at the end of the day, people have right to their own opinion and what they think about you, right? So, and you don't even owe anybody any explanation, right? And so, I don't have to come and be explaining to you why I got married or why you shouldn't feel that way about me. hmm So I just ignored it because it doesn't have any effect on me because it's not my personality, it's not my kind of person, it's not who I am. So I don't have to be bothered or feel feel so bad about it because people are entitled to their opinion. Yeah.
Sure, sure. That's the best way of handling stuff because no matter what you do, is that no matter what the people always talk so the
Yeah.
earlier you start, the earlier you understand that you just don't have to pay attention to things better for because if you keep listening, if you keep thinking about it, you just give yourself busy and it's not helpful at all. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing with us for able to deal with. Actually, I believe that whoever watches this video today that understand
Yeah.
how to deal with one thing because it actually gets everybody. There's nobody on earth that have not had one reason or the other about
Exactly. Exactly.
something. Okay, let's move to the next question. Next question is quite interesting. I would love to hear that from you. Tell us your funny market experience.
Okay.
Have you been to
actually,
Arara Market?
actually, eh?
Have you been to Arara Market before?
Aba, right?
Yeah,
Aba, right?
yeah, yes, yes.
Yes, I've been there just once. I'm not mistaken.
Um,
Some years back.
okay. What's the market experience, your funniest market experience, and where you had which market? Let us see how
This
they dealt with you.
this is actually funny now talking about it, but when it happened, it's more like a sad and hard experience. It's funny now that the stuff has passed and you just
You're not
recall
telling
and
the story.
reflect on how far you've gone, right? Yeah. So the funniest market experience so far as a small business owner actually started when at the beginning of my business when I started my small business. So you know how eager I am to get new customers and customers that will stay and buy more from me. So yeah, I had this one client that I live not very far from, right? So it's just an acquaintance, someone I know that she said she wants to buy handbag and footwear and she would like me. I was just starting then and I wasn't busy. I was just trying to sell my market and get new contacts and clients that buy from me. So this person called and said she needs me or she wants me to get my stock available bags to her house so she can be able to choose. So and I do not have a problem with that, being that we as a starting small business owner, my products are not very much, they are not big, and we don't live very far from each other. So I didn't
You
mind
guys
doing
both,
that.
yeah.
So, right. So I went ahead and got some of the bags that I have available that I've not sold, and I went to her place. She said she doesn't like the ones I have. I will have to restock and bring
Wow.
back the one I restocked. So yeah, and I actually did. When I restocked, I actually did. I went back. I I went back when I restocked because I felt she would buy and even buy more. I like I expected for her to buy now for someone I know and So I went back the second time. She said she's quite busy. She can't attend to me. It was actually her neighbor that bought from me. So it's funny how you think those people that you hold at highest esteem will patronize you, but it's actually those people that you do not even know, or those people that do not care much about you. They are actually your customers. So it's actually funny that I was expecting her to buy, and at the end of the day, it was a neighbor that I didn't
That,
have in mind. I didn't expect for her to buy. That she was the one that actually bought for me. Yeah,
wow. Very good lesson for business owners and their self products. Not just bad, but able that kind of thing. People added that says, Eba ne lanya ako. I will use banana. But
yeah,
but
exactly.
irrespective of something very big, it's not always where you're going to stay. So it's always good you're open to new opportunities. Have
Yeah,
open mind, be able to experience new things, get new customers, um, meet new people because sometimes when someone can quickly place order and after the whole thing cancel. So
it's very much possible. Yeah.
sure. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing this story with us. So what's the funniest advice your parents ever gave you? When you're getting married, school, or whatever.
I mean, this
Oh
happens
yes,
to be the
funniest thing,
funniest
yeah.
question. This happens to be the funniest question here because you know how African parents are, right?
Yeah.
they'll they'll give you advice that most times is not even factual, but they just want to protect you. At the end of the day, that's their aim. They want to protect you and they want to lead you right. So yeah, and the funniest advice actually came from my mom, and it was
I
when I
told
was
her, I just told you.
when I was a teenager. You know how African mothers are. The first time your girl child is seeing her period for the first time. I think that's the I don't know how to put it, but that is when they give you the most ridiculous advice ever because if when you've grown to think about what they said to you, you'll be like, how did I believe this? how did they get
They're really
how,
taking advice
how
from
did
you.
they deceive me this much? It's actually not deceit, right? But how were they able to convince me to believe that this is what will happen if I do this and that and you know what? So it's when you actually grow, you think about those advices. So mine was actually when I was a teenager, and the first time I saw my monthly, period, right? And it was a it was at midnight that actually happened. My mom had to wake up. I wasn't very scared because she educated me about it prior to the day it happened. So she called me. I had to like tell her mom see what's happening, and she said okay. And we discussed for close to 1 hour. I mean, at midnight. What was she
Jesus,
telling me?
it's
But
not
she was telling me
that's
how
not
I am as exposed and as open as anything now. That anything can happen if I come in contact with any man that and we are being too friendly. Anything can happen at any time, and and most of those advice will not actually. It will just scare you. You just want to avoid anything that will lead to any funny or nasty result, right? So
yeah.
yeah, we sat down for close to 1 hour. She was doing the talking, and she was saying she just wanted to protect her girl child and avoid her need being, and had I know, right? So
Sure.
that was it. She said, as I've seen my first period as a lady, I am not supposed to come in contact with any man in a funny like there is how she presented it. I'm not doing justice to her words, but it was actually very funny. So I'm not supposed to hang out with men with guys actually, and I'm not supposed to hey, now that I've seen my period, I'm open. I should even be careful how I associate with my female friends because some of them now want to lead you into temptation. So she's just advising you generally on what the disadvantages and what will possibly happen if you misbehave tomorrow. So yeah, that was, and I believe this advice is actually should I say general to girl child because you definitely receive this kind of or similar to this kind of advice if you are a woman from your mother. So yeah, that was our mine actually, and it was at midnight when others were sleeping. I was receiving my own. I was receiving my own advice. Yeah,
That's very kind of fun. It's quite hard to see mothers who actually have time for their children this time around. They're putting them.
yeah, it's actually very
But
yeah. And
even
the fact
back
that
then,
the fact that I had to like wake her up that late in the night and she woke up without feeling sleepy and she was as if she has been expecting it and then she's trying to be conscious and know how to put in her words that will make me and convince me I should avoid this kind of act that I will regret if you get. So yeah, African mothers
yeah,
for you.
yeah, exactly. So, for you now, you are just have a girl child now. Do you think you will give her the same answer, like in that same way and manner, or will it be in a Gen Z generation mother pattern? Or what? I don't know how to put it. But this is, we are going to use that same pattern, or we're going to
To
change
be
it.
to be very honest, if there is any way I'll be stricter than my parents, I think I would, but in
Ah,
very understanding manner. This is my candid opinion, right? If
yeah,
my mother is strict, same with my dad, not like very strict, but they don't allow their children associate with people anyhow, and there are some things that we are restricted to do as children. So yeah, and most of my parents, the way they trained us, I would like to implement it on my children. Some of them, and I would like to correct some too because most cases there will be a child you want to hear. There will be a time you want to listen to your child to get um their own issues. If you're always strict and you always want to
they will not be able to come
yeah,
to
you
you and
always want
talk.
to shout at them. You always want to prove your point. You don't want to listen to that child. I think that's the part I'm actually against. against it. But to me, it's being strict in the sense that they don't go out anyhow, they don't associate with people anyhow, they don't make nonsense friends. Like they make friends with people that will impact on them. And that is why till tomorrow my mom has always been a fan of our friendship, because she thinks when we are friends, like as we are friends, is either you are intelligent. So if I'm friends with you, I'll definitely, or I have chances of being intelligent, right? So she's focused on making friends with people that would impact positivity into your life. So yeah, and that is the part I will extend to my children in the future, because if you're making friends with a gangster, you have chances of becoming a gangster. So
Like you say, like best love alike. Yeah.
that is the part that I love about my parents and how they trained us. We don't go out, like we don't go out anyhow. We don't associate with people anyhow. Yeah, we are well
Yeah,
trained.
whenever we are going out, it's always begging. You can't beg my parents. I'm
You
gonna
know
beg
how
my
it
parents.
is. You know how it
Beg
is.
my parents. You can't beg mine. I'm gonna beg your. Take mommy you're
Yeah,
going there.
you know how it is. So,
I'm
and that is
friends and
actually,
people
you
don't
know,
take time.
if, if we are being honest with ourselves, you know that that actually shaped us
Oh,
to some
exactly,
extent,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So, and even when you are in school, you know they're not there to watch over you. I barely go out. Like, I don't even, you have to like drag me out of my lodge for me to come and see you. Do you understand? So, the arts actually shaped us to being a better person. Yeah.
Even even till now, it's really one of that's one of the reasons why anywhere I am currently, I'm always
Uh,
trying to make running to make sure I send back from the because I know very well. Back then when we were in school, we always my dad would always give us that way. You push to come out before 6 p.m. Oh. Yes, sir.
ah,
You come out before 6 p.m.
and that's why I always want that those people that during our school days, right? Those ladies that will stay back at school after like the end of section, they will stay like 2 3 days. And I'm wondering, what do you tell your parents? Even before the, even before the end of the exam, my parents hear that our school is ending, or the section is ending so and so time, and you'll be expecting their call for them to
Come back.
like ask you, when are you coming back. So, and I see some people staying back after the end of section, 3 weeks, 1 month. And what do you tell these people that that makes them believe you? Some will even stay to the next section. They don't go home. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them, Sha.
Okay.
I'm happy for them because the only time I'm able to stay at school, when we are not in section, is either I'm reporting practical or there is something very vital. So yeah, and that actually shapes me, to be very honest. The way they trained me helped me a lot. So, and some of the ways they did, I would like to implement it in my children. I'm sure it will help them too.
Wow, it's a good one. Thank you so much for being my guest today. Thank you for bringing back old memories. Just
Yeah.
remembered back then when I was born in Stadium, all the things, all the good memories, all the childhood memories. It's so wonderful, so beautiful. Thanks for sharing your experiences. Alright, thank you for
Anytime,
being
anytime.
here. Thank you for taking up your time to be here with us to share all your ridiculous childhood experiences, funniest humor ever, funniest advice ever from your parents. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I hope to have you again on my show next time.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here too. And I actually see what you're doing. And I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you so much. You're the best. Have a
You're
good time, and I'll see you again.
welcome. Take care.
Alright,
Can
bye.
I go now?
Yeah, you can go.